Hi, welcome to Life Integrated Therapies. I'm your host, Nissa. Today we're here in JVC and we're here to meet two amazing ladies. These two ladies have created their own healing modality. They've taken an ancient mystical form of healing with the pendulum and they have just transformed it into something amazing. So today we're going to present how they do it, what it's all about, and also, watch till the end because there's a gift for you at the end. I hope you enjoy today's episode. Hi! Oh.
My journey actually started about 27 years ago.
25 years.
It was like a Pandora box open.
I would say you are the Einstein.
I am a healer by passion. Healing has to be instant and life changing. We integrated science and spirituality together.
One thing that I really love about the technique.
We heal pain faster than a painkiller.
We both started laughing, like, we took it as a joke. But what we took as a joke actually became a reality in our life.
It's just so beautiful how things can shift with the pendulum. And I look forward to you explaining the science behind it.
B&C Miracle Method is like a delete key in life. It works on the principles of quantum physics. Wherever your attention goes, a reality gets created.
It's all stored in our subconscious mind as a memory bank. And the only way we can access it through a pendulum.
Okay. This method that you guys have, can anyone learn it?
We can work remotely, so whether the client sits in front of us or miles apart, the effect of the healing is exactly the same. Dark entities are those souls which have got stuck in this physical plane and haven't got the energy to cross over. The moment there are cracks in the auric field, they filter into our energy field. So willingness is not consciously. Consciously, everybody wants to get healed.
Yeah.
But what we are talking is a subconscious willingness.
Yeah.
So we do energetic surgery without the cutting, without the need to actually, cut into you and the recoveries.
No, but I guess it's true. Like a lot of the clients that we see, that they're not grounded and they're so fixated in their pain and their story that they're not able to zoom out and look at it, the situation from any other angles. Welcome to Life Integrated Therapies. Today I have an amazing podcast for you. We're going to interview two ladies, two very inspirational ladies that have come up with their own healing modality. So I'd like to, without a moment's ado, introduce you to Brenda and Charu. They are not only good friends, they're also my teachers. And today we're going to discuss all about their healing modality that they came up with. So Brenda, Charu, thank you. Welcome to the show. And I'd like to hear all about how you guys started out, about B&C Healing Method. And can you tell the audience a little bit about how you guys started your journeys?
Sure. So really happy to be Nissa. As you said, it's 10 years.
Yes.
And it's been a long time. And this is like we've been working with this energy for 10 years. My journey actually started about 27 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And it was I learned Reiki.
Okay.
And that was my giant leap into spirituality. It was like a Pandora box opened. And I was like, I couldn't get enough. It was like me searching for everything. I learned everything under the sun, be it kinesiology, be it pranic healing, be it crystal healing, tarot, Lenormand, shamanism, name, everything. And what really happened to me was I realized that the gifts that I was born with, they started to come out. Like my healing abilities to actually put my hands on somebody, take out their pain, and actually feel their pain and remove it, or actually know what's in their mind and know what's their emotional aspect. With this journey of learning B&C Miracle Method, it actually created so much change within me. I came up with my own Akashic Records class, my own shamanic journey class. I actually came up with my deck of healing cards, wrote a couple of diaries and literature, and that's all there available. My main focus and what I would actually want to achieve in this world is create change for people, allow them to actually, all our courses, everything, our methodology is about stepping into yourself, empowering people. And that's where I want to come from, to empower people to actually tap into their gift, because all of us have gifts.
That's true. And actually, that's one thing I love about your technique is it's not, you're not asking someone else to heal you. You're actually going into yourself and finding the changes within yourself and doing it yourself.
Yeah.
So it's very empowering, you know. This is one thing that I really love about the technique. And Charu, I would say you are the Einstein of the duo. And
Thanks for that compliment. I would definitely take it.
yes, you know, because, you know, for me, like I always need to know the scientific background behind something.
Yeah.
So whenever I do a course or something, if I don't get the science behind it, I just not feeling it. And thanks to you, I feel like, you know, that I would get.
Yeah, so you rightly said. So basically, I am a healer by passion, but I'm a researcher by nature. So that is where maybe you are picking up that scientific Einstein compliment for me. So I also have been studying alternative healing from last 25 years.
Okay.
And I have learned multiple modalities, starting from Reiki. Everybody starts from that point.
Right.
Reiki, spiritual response therapy, theta healing, matrix energetics, astrology, shamanism, and many more modalities, including I did a degree also in metaphysical science.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And what I truly believe about healing is that we don't have to do a slow process. Healing has to be instant and life changing.
Yes.
And what we created, the B&C Miracle Method system, is we integrated science and spirituality together
Yes.
to create results which are like faster, clearly visible, and across all areas of our life, be it health, emotions, or any life situation. And my mission in life is very simple. I want to create more healers in the world, and I want to actually train people to transform, to create transformation in basically all areas of their life.
That's
So
right,
that
yeah.
is my mission in life, and
It's a beautiful mission, yeah. So how did you two meet then? Like, so did you meet at the Reiki class? Because both of you seem to have said it's Reiki.
Yeah, interesting. I think our souls met at the Reiki class for
The
sure.
integration, yeah.
Yeah, but actually we met, we both actually registered to do a course in Hong Kong.
Okay.
And before that, we actually had a meeting with the team. And then at that time, you know, Charu said, oh, anybody going to Hong Kong, I'd like to share a room. And then I said, I've never shared a room. And I'm like, yes, no, okay, let's go for it. Like, and we actually shared a room, and part of the course was to actually do self mastery on ourselves and create whatever you would like to master in your world. So we were, because we were both from Dubai, and we started working together on our module. So we would, for 3 months, both of us met, and we talked, we researched, we poured over things that we wanted to do. And what we realized was that we both had the same mission, that was, you know, create instant healing, empower people. Our vision was to create healers in every home. And with that, we actually, and you know how they say the universe conspires, and you're meant to meet this person at the time when you're right.
Right.
So this is really what happened. We
Destined.
both actually, you know, hit it, clicked it.
Yeah.
And we developed the B&C Miracle Method, and we actually wanted to name our method Be the Change, because that's what we were looking at.
Oh,
But-
B&C, be
Yeah.
the change. Okay.
Yeah, that's the initiation of it. But because already the name was taken, we decided just be simple, Brenda.
and Charu. I remember one time, you know, me and Brenda, we were driving together,
Yeah.
and I told Brenda, I wish we could do a Sai Baba act. And Sai Baba, for you know, that you know he could create healing by only by his presence. Heal 3,000, 4,000 people only by his presence, and he incarnated in human form. So I told Brenda, I wish we could only copy 2-3% of him and create some instant healing stuff for people and in our lives as well. And we both started laughing, like, you know, we took it as a joke. But what we took as a joke actually became a reality in our life.
Yeah.
Today, we witness miracles every single day with our B&C Miracle Method. So I truly believe actually we got blessed by Sai Baba and on this journey of healing.
Yeah, that's so beautiful. Yeah. So you guys met, you guys came up with this B&C Miracle Method. And how do you feel like now now I feel like you're at the peak of or getting to the peak of your, things cannot be, you guys have spread all over the world. Where else are you teaching? You're teaching in Dubai and worldwide.
So, yes, now we are, after COVID, we went on Zoom.
Yeah.
So that helped us. And now we are actually, I can proudly say we have covered all the continents of the world. And most of the countries we are teaching through Zoom or online classes.
We're in about 33 countries at the moment.
Wow,
Yeah.
that is just so amazing.
And you're very right about our healing. Like what we started in, like what we could do in like a few days or a few sessions, we actually experience, like how Charu was talking about, that instant healing and that blessing.
Yes.
Truly, that force is there, and we can see that in a minute, that we are experiencing that change for a person. Like pain can go,
Instantly,
Yeah.
It's true, because most of the pain is in the mind, right?
Yeah.
So it's
We have our tagline,
which is
we heal pain faster than a painkiller.
Yes, we do that. We do live
That's
demos
exactly
for
what
that.
we do. Yeah.
it's just so beautiful how things can shift with the pendulum. And I look forward to you explaining the science behind it as well, like how it works. But like, for example, I use the pendulum for, like I have a pendulum on my dashboard, and every time I'm looking for parking, I just take out my pendulum and I'm like, I want that spot, and I swing it, and somehow I always get, it just works like amazingly. So can you tell a little bit more about B&C, like how it works and what it's all
Sure.
about?
So I call B&C Miracle Method as a very profound instant healing technique.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes when we are typing a document,
Yeah.
and if we type something and we don't like the text, we quickly use a delete key and we delete the text that we don't like. B&C Miracle Method is like a delete key in life. And now you must be thinking, what is it?
Yeah.
What is it deleting?
Yeah.
Yes, it's deleting all your life obstacles, all your troubles. You can delete all of them with B&C Miracle Method. Do you think it sounds like magical?
Yes, it
Yes,
does.
that's what we both do in Miracle Method.
Okay.
We create miracles by deleting life obstacles. And the science behind B&C Miracle Method is it works on the principles of quantum physics.
Okay.
Now, what are the principles of quantum physics?
Mhm.
Quantum physics says wherever your attention goes, a reality gets created.
Mhm.
So in B&C Miracle Method, we actually find the timeline where your trouble was created. It can be a past life, it can be a childhood issue. We find exactly the timeline where the issue is created, and we delete that timeline along with the trouble. And the moment we delete that, a client sees a change in the present reality. So this is the principle that we use. Now, if you're thinking, what are the tools that we're using in that?
Yes.
Then,
So
Brenda is going to tell.
So the tools that we're using are
A pendulum.
pendulum
Mm-hmm.
and a set of charts.
Okay.
So you weren't wondering why we're using a set of charts, right? So the charts basically give us the information what's in our subconscious mind.
Okay.
Our subconscious mind actually holds all the memories. So even when we're talking about the past life and the what we had experienced and childhood trauma, etc., is all stored in our subconscious mind as a memory bank. We aren't able to access that subconscious mind because we put all of it in trauma and in compartments, and we aren't allowed, we can't access it. And the only way we can access is it through a pendulum.
Okay.
And the pendulum comes from ancient times,
Yeah.
right, from Egypt and China,
Yeah.
where actually they didn't use it in the sense of divination. They would use it to find water, or they would find maybe what metal is under the ground, or even in a sense to find the energy imbalances in the body. So the pendulum actually isn't giving us the answers in a sense. The pendulum actually is connecting with our subconscious mind, because our subconscious mind knows everything. Or we can say our higher self, in that pure knowledge, pure self of us, has all the knowledge. But how does it give me the information?
Yeah.
So I ask certain questions through the pendulum and on a set of charts. And the charts form the directive of where the information should be on.
Mm-hmm.
And the question that we ask is very directive. So we ask an intention, and then these with an idiomotor response. So it's an idiomotor response that comes like it's automatic response that we get. So like we blink, it's an automatic. So even when we hold a pendulum and ask a question, the idiomotor response comes from my high self through the micro muscles of my hand. And then pendulum starts to swing according to what I've asked. So it gives me the emotion
Right.
that it is.
It's a little bit, so it's like you have conscious, subconscious, and then unconscious. So the unconscious is like, for example, the heartbeat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we unconsciously we're doing that, you know.
Yeah.
So the same with this, you would say the connection to the unconscious and the subconscious, or
more or less the connection to the subconscious.
Okay.
The response is done through the unconscious way. So it just does
Yeah.
the
Information.
movements. Yeah.
Okay.
So I get the information. And I actually like, like people will wonder, like, how do you get this information? What are you like,
Yeah.
what are you getting at? Like, even, how do you use it? So like let's say, for example, I had a client, and this client came and said, I'm having, relationship issues, and I'm not able, I want to kind of heal my relationship with my partner.
Okay.
And so the question I would ask on my charts is, what's creating the imbalance for the person, right? And then with a set of number charts, and it will direct me to a particular chart. And on the chart, let's say it's an emotional chart. And so I got this client, and for this client, actually, it came to the energy of abuse. And when I told her, it's the first time I'm meeting her, and she was like, no, I haven't had that. And I'm like, could be from a past life, could be from anywhere, could be we've forgotten. And we left it at that. But an hour later, she came to me and she said, actually, truly, this is what is happening in my world. And she acknowledged it. And from that, then she realized that what she'd experienced as a young child had been hidden. So suddenly it came forward for her.
Right.
And she could actually address it. And then she did do her work on addressing it and healing it. But this is how I always am in awe how the pendulum
Right.
gives you an answer. But Nissa, we don't use the pendulum to, for yes and no and, frivolous. Should I go for this movie? Should I marry this person? Should I invest in this? We don't use it as a frivolous tool. We specifically use it for healing. Like I have an imbalance in my relationship, or I have a money problem, or like that. So that's why we use it. And there's a science behind the method as well that we do,
Right.
and how we create that.
Beautiful.
Let's go scientific and talk about how science and pendulum work together.
Yeah. Do you want to?
Yes, I'll do it. So,
Here's a battery.
Nissa, we'll do an experiment
Okay.
to show how pendulum reacts to an energetic field.
Okay.
So as you can see, a battery has a positive end and a negative end. So same with human beings, we have positive emotions and negative emotions. So this plane where we all live is of duality. We have positive and negative, like North Pole, South Pole, good, bad, man, women. In the same way, we have a battery also is having a positive end and a negative end. So what I will do is, I will put my pendulum on the positive end. And as you can see, the pendulum has already started
Clockwise.
going clockwise. Now we will do the same experiment on the negative end. And as you can see,
Oh my God.
the
Yeah.
pendulum has already responded
Going
and
anti-clock.
going anti-clockwise.
Yeah.
So in the same way, we human beings, so see, because it has a positive and a negative end, it is creating a field. And the pendulum is responding to the field. So this is a smart tool, and that is why we use it in B&C Miracle Method.
Wow.
So as human beings, we have positive emotions like love, joy, enthusiasm, excitement, fun.
Yeah.
Are all positive emotions. And we have negative emotions as well, like anger, hatred, jealousy. So the positive emotions in our body, they create harmony, they create positive outcomes. And when we have too much of negative emotions in our body, they create disruptive energies in our life. They create imbalances. So we use pendulum to clear the disruptive negative emotions, and we use pendulum to enhance the positive emotions so that our life is more in balance, more in positive outcomes. So
Gosh.
this is how a pendulum with B&C Miracle Method is used.
I love that. Thank you for sharing. So this method that you guys have, can anyone learn it, or do you have to be super intuitive and psychic and whatever? How does it work?
So we love the B&C Miracle Method, Nissa, because it is just using the tool. So as we said that we want our method to have the scientific background, and so using the science of this pendulum, it's a non-meditative process. It's a technique. So the technique works every time. If we can do it, so can you do it. Anybody can do it. So we have our youngest who is 16 years old, and our oldest, wait for it, 86.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's how easy it is. So anybody can learn it. It's a 3-step process. So we ask 3 questions, and it's non-meditative, no need for intuition, and it's only a willingness to learn and create change in your world.
So anyone can do it.
Anyone can do it.
And also, we can work remotely. So whether the client sits in front of us or miles apart, the effect of the healing is exactly the same. And as Brenda said, it's non-meditative. So even when there are people sitting around and watching TV or something, still you can work with the healing modality.
Really?
Yeah.
And what about if the client doesn't believe in it? Does it still work?
Believers or non-believers. So see, I tell sometimes the doctor you don't ask a doctor, but if you have a headache, you take a pill.
Right.
So it creates some chemical changes in your body, isn't it?
Yes.
But the doctor didn't give you permission to it and you didn't believe in it. But when you took it, a chemical changes happen in your body. In the same way, whether you believe it or not, when we do a healing with B&C Miracle Method, some chemical changes happen in your body and the shift happens. So whether you're a believer or non-believer, it works exactly the same in everybody.
That's just incredible. Yeah. I love that. So what can somebody expect when they're going to do a healing session with you? So like, what are the steps? What are the...
Yeah. So when we do a healing session, we follow a strategy. And it's a 4-step strategy. So the first step is always the energy checkup. And
Okay.
this is a very important part of our work. Because when I say energy checkup, it's like, we check for the low vibrational energy or foreign entities in the auric field. And what I mean by low vibrational foreign entities in the auric field is the dark entities in our language.
like
So-
bad emotions and stuff.
No.
Okay.
These are not bad emotions. There's a difference between bad emotions and dark entities. Dark entities are those souls which have got stuck in this physical plane
Okay.
and haven't got the energy to cross over. So these are basically earthbound souls, and their vibration is very different than a human vibration. And when they get entrapped in the auric field, they change the vibration of us. They bring it to a very low vibration.
So if any of those entities which are already around us
Yeah.
come close to us or come into
Not
our...
only close to us, when they get entrapped in our auric field is where a problem happens.
Okay.
So they become us in a way, because then they are living in our energy field. It's
So-
like unwanted guest in your house, exactly like that.
So it's like a matching frequency. Like if you're feeling low, for example, and then that one who's at that low frequency sticks to you,
Yeah, that
you're
is
stuck.
not the only reason. There are multiple reasons through which they can get into your energy field. But the common answer for that is if your auric field has some cracks or holes. And that happens when you are in low mood, depressed, too much anger, alcoholism, illness or trauma for a longer duration. These are various reasons through which we develop cracks in our auric field. And entities are like pollution in the air.
Okay.
So the moment there are cracks in the auric field, they filter into our energy field.
Okay.
And once they filter in our energy field, then they create a lot of mess in our life because they are low vibrational things. And then we also get into that vibration. They pull us down, and then we vibrate low vibrational outcomes in our life.
Got it.
So if a person is having illnesses, they enhance that. If somebody is having financial hardship, then that gets multiplied. If somebody is having relationship issue, then that prolongs. And the worst part is, and why we do it first thing in our session is because entities, they block healing. Not only our spiritual healing, it blocks medical healing also. You must have heard people saying, I took 1 course of antibiotic, I took 2nd course of antibiotic, and still the cough is not gone.
Yeah,
See, 1 course of antibiotic is good enough to heal any ailment.
you're right.
You've taken 2 courses, still it hasn't gone. Food for thought.
Yeah.
There is something unusual.
Yes.
And that is first step. What we do is the dark entity clearance. I can share one recent example with you. Recently I got a client. She lives in Canada, and they were having two shipments, two containers full of food stuff from Africa. They were importers. So when the first container came, both the containers left in a gap of 10 days. So when they received the first container, the authorities in Canada, they scrapped it. They said there was some compliance issue in the labeling on the food items. So not only they lost the items, one full container load, they had to pay to scrap it properly. So they were literally shattered, and now they were having sleepless night because they said the second container is arriving in 10 days. They could not stop it because both containers were on the
Together.
go.
Yeah.
They were already in the sailing. So they said, now what to do? So when we did the healing, primarily negativity clearance for the company through which my client's company who was importing and the container, we cleared negativity. The same material, Nissa, same.
Same labeling, same everything.
labeling, same everything,
That
same.
passed.
When it passed through two ports. One was the port of entry was Montreal, and then it came to Calgary.
Wow.
So two custom clearance it went through. Only what we did is, so this is how the energy shifts. You clear low vibrational stuff, and the vibration increases. The moment the vibration of the human, company, or item increases, it gets into good outcomes.
Okay.
So this is the first step when we do a session is the aura cleaning,
Okay.
which we call as an energetic checkup. Then the second step is always a willingness. This is also a very important aspect of our work, and we have seen miracles with this part as well. So willingness is like, willingness towards an intention. How willing a client is to achieve a result. Like people say they want to get rid of illness. When we check the willingness, it is low, and this is common with elderly people also. So willingness is not consciously. Consciously, everybody wants to get healed.
Yeah.
Consciously, everybody wants to get rid of illness, money issues, or relationship, whatever their problem is. They want to heal right now. But what we are talking is a subconscious willingness.
Yeah.
So in subconscious, many a times we have seen that there is some hidden benefit in holding on to a problem. Like elderly people, common example, they don't want to get rid of the illness because all the grandchildren are calling them, how are you, grandma? And that is the only topic they have to talk. So consciously they want to get rid, but subconsciously there is some benefit that
Right.
blocks
The
in
hidden
getting-
benefits,
hidden
yeah.
benefits. So that is the second step. What we do is we raise the willingness to 100%, so that subconsciously you are embracing the healing that we are doing.
Being
So
more receptive to
More
it.
receptive to it.
Got it. Yeah.
So that is a big thorn. The moment we release it, we see miracles happening as well. So these are the first two steps. Then third step.
So the third step, I love this step because this is where I call it the energetic surgery. So for example, like, if we have an illness, we go to the doctor will check you and prescribe, let's say, a medication. You take that medication. If it doesn't work, he'll tell you second dose. You'll take it, then he'll say blood test. Then he'll come to know more about your issue. And then he'll say, okay, X-rays, MRIs, and then accordingly, let's say surgery, etc., etc. And even if you do anesthesia, they'll actually check how much dosage to give you. And this is where I love our work because we become that doctor. And I truly believe I must have been a doctor in a past life. I truly believe this lifetime, not the cutting, because I wanted to do something different. So we do energetic surgery without the cutting, without the need to actually, cut into you and the recovery. So like, for example, I give you a case study. I had a client and he was a young boy. And the young boy was actually wanted to die. And he had so much anxiety that he went actually to the doctor, and the doctor prescribed him a medication. And the medication actually, he became addicted to the medication. So instead of taking 1 dose or 2 dose, 3 dose, he was wanting 5 to 18.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
So he was overdosing.
This is
on
very
that.
common, actually. Yeah.
It is, yeah. But then I looked at his case, and actually the father only actually spoke for his behalf because the child didn't, he's 24 years old child,
Okay.
and going through all of this upheaval. And what was so interesting is that when I went to look at the medication that the doctor had given, it was actually a sleeping medication. It wasn't even
numbing.
yes, and that sleeping medication actually gives addiction, and
Mm.
also it just relieves you for 2 hours from your anxiety.
Yeah.
But then the root cause, which is anxiety, wasn't addressed actually.
Yeah.
And so he was in so much trauma to actually, and he actually had too much overthinking, too much thought process. And so this is where I researched about the medication, found, oh, he's addicted to a sleeping medication. No wonder he cannot actually solve himself, because his anxiety, the root of it is,
It's not being addressed.
yeah, and this is where the B&C Miracle Method works beautifully.
Right.
It taps into that root cause, that origin, right, that we were speaking about. So anyway, I did a session for him to de-addict from the medication.
Mhm.
And then I realized he's a sleeping issue. So I worked on him having a better sleep. So like, you go on the, everything is on the net and, books and everything. So did a study of how to get his brainwave patterns lower and to bring about sleep. So we can do all of that. So brought about sleep. And one of the things the father wanted was for him to go into rehab.
Okay.
And so we also created that for the child to go into rehab. And now he got anxiety and everything. So we worked on anxiety, worked on de-addiction, working on sleeping, and working on him going to rehab. And now it's a month since he's in rehab. And he's working on his,
Wow.
and
That's
it's
so
it's
beautiful.
like,
Yeah.
because just imagine, and this, so
Yeah.
the child is asking for euthanasia, which is like mercy killing. And that's not, we don't have that, right? So imagine his thoughts are going so much beating.
But he
him
can't
down.
bear the
He
pain.
can't bear the pain. He doesn't know how to get. And this is what happens to us as well, right? There's so many times where we are so stuck in our scenario or our
Yeah. We're not able to see outside the
and
box.
the only thing that we ask for is then, to die or death, because we only think that's the solution, but it really isn't, right? Because that doesn't come. We aren't in like, for us to have that power to call on death. We don't have that power.
Right. No, but I guess it's true. Like a lot of the clients that we see, they're not grounded and they're so fixated in their pain and their story that they're not able to like zoom out and look at it, the situation from any other angle. So that's why like this kind of method is really good. There's not too much talking. They don't need to go into the pain and into the drama. They can just, you can delete, you can just identify. So it's a very good diagnostic tool where you can just diagnose exactly where the origin is and then, start the deleting work, as you said. It's just really nice. I love it.
And our fourth step, the fourth step that we have in our process is to check when our results will show up. So ideally, like a client will come to you and will ask, okay, when will this show up? Okay, you said like my job, will it show up now? Will it show up 1 year from now? How long do I wait? What do I expect? So even giving a client a timeline or a time frame,
That helps.
it gives them that hope or that
something's happening
to look forward to, or even they vibrate that energy, like in 2 weeks or 2 days this is going to show up. And I remember one of our clients, her uncle had gone to Turkey on holiday, and out there he actually collapsed and went into a coma. So she quickly called me and said, can you do something? So I did a session to actually bring him out of coma. And we checked, and I told Charu, like, 6 hours.
Yeah, she told me 6 hours showing Charu for results to show up. And I told Brenda, this uncle is going to wake up tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And I mean, I didn't believe, because like it's a coma and it's such a big thing. And I'm like, is that like really the truth? Is that what's going to happen?
So funny. Like you don't even believe like it's
that's like a coma.
Yeah.
So, in 6 hours, results is going to
And so I told her, and she's like, Brenda, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And really, truly, the next morning, like not
Yeah.
exactly in 6 hours, but the next morning, he got up.
Wow.
And that
came
was
out of
like,
coma.
amazing.
Yeah.
that was a wow result,
Yes.
pulling out somebody out of coma.
Yeah.
And we have done it many
We've done,
times.
yeah.
We have done it many times.
So we're really in luck today because Brenda Charu have offered to give a gift to all the listeners today. So over to you.
So, what we will do for our audience today is a mini clearing. And the clearing is related to for you all to receive an unexpected money. Now, how it will show up or how it can show up is it will be a one-time clearance. So all those who will watch it will receive an unexpected money. Unexpected money can show up in somebody paying your credit card bills or any of your bills. You receiving a gift is also in a form of a money, um, or you receiving a money is also unexpected money. So it can show in various way. Be open to receiving, and once you receive it, do acknowledge. So here we go. Let's start.
So the first thing that we always start, as we told, as we explained in our B&C Miracle Method, is our willingness, right?
Yeah.
And so we check the willingness of the audience to receive unexpected money, and it should ideally be 100%, and the energy, it's only 60%. So it shows that we do have 40% still that resistance to actually achieve
To receive it,
to receive unexpected money. And now I'm going to just check what is the energy blocking us to be 100% to receive that. And the energy that comes up is anger. So maybe like angry at what our state is, or our energy of being angry with somebody. So what we're going to do is we're going to clear that. So using our 3-step method.
The next step we are doing is we are checking what is the energy that is actually blocking their money, and that is showing us poverty consciousness. So poverty consciousness is a program where people create money, but they create equal amount of expense. So when they are in that yo-yo form, that is what a poverty consciousness does for you. So we are eliminating that so that you are in the flow of receiving money.
And the next step that we're going to do is look at the emotions blocking, right? Because again, it's an emotion blocking. So I'd look and ask, what are the emotions blocking? And so I ask how many as well, how many emotions. So it's at 2. And then I'll ask the charts, which chart to go to. And so I go to the chart and I find out the emotion. And one energy is burden. And the second energy is lack of success. And so now that we've got the energy up to 100%, we'll now clear the emotions of burden and success, lack of success. And now what we're going to do is find the negative belief. So we have a core negative statement that we probably repeat in our mind and doesn't allow us to receive unexpected money. So we're going to find that core negative belief.
So we all have ancestors, and the ancestors, they always bless us. So we are asking for an ancestral blessing so that the money comes with ease. And the ancestral blessing is coming in the form of more flexibility and more freedom. So we are clearing the blocks so that everybody receive this ancestral blessing of having more flexibility and freedom in their lives.
And the core negative statement, which is so interesting, which is I am jealous, I'm not smart enough. And that kind of leads back to success, which is like if we're holding this energy of jealousy in our auric field, and we don't want others to succeed, then automatically
It blocks for
us as
us.
well,
Yes,
right? Because
absolutely.
the energy works two ways. So I was like, oh, how cool is that? So we've cleared that for everybody.
Like comparing with others.
Yeah. And now I look for the positive core statement, because obviously now we don't want these energies. So we want to actually leave the listeners with a statement that they can actually say to themselves to generate
Like
and
an
keep,
affirmation.
yeah, which is
Mhm.
exactly, and to keep ourselves in that vibration, because it's so much that we fall down, like, So in order to keep the vibration, we'll look at that statement.
And then we also download a frequency which is a solfeggio frequency of 396 hertz. So this, what it will do is it will keep them safe from guilt and fear. So it will liberate them from these two energies, which again might block their money flows. So we have downloaded this frequency as well.
And the co-positive statement that the listeners can say is, I'm excited, my challenges help me to grow, which is how cool, because it also validates you that you can have ups and downs. And then, as you know, we tell
You
the
could learn
universe,
from your
yes,
challenges.
and we also tell the universe that it's okay, I can have ups and downs and I'm growing.
Yes.
So, and I like the
Beautiful.
word excited.
Yeah.
It's so interesting to have a word like that. So we clear that for everybody. And now the last step. When is it going to show?
Yes. Show me the money.
So in approximately 8 days. So 8 days after you have listened to the podcast, look out.
Within 8 days. 8 days.
So you can see where it shows up. As we said, it can be money, it can be a gift, you can find lost money, you can find money on the street, you can be gifted a lunch, you can be gifted some gifts, anything. So
anything,
be
yeah.
open to receiving. So just to put it into one final count. So it was 60% willingness. The energy blocking that willingness was anger. The emotions and the state of consciousness was poverty consciousness, burden and blocks to success. And we
Replaced the negative
yeah,
energy with
the core negative belief was I'm not smart, I'm jealous, I'm not smart enough. Changed it to the positive. My challenges help me to grow. I'm excited. My challenges help me to grow. And then we downloaded
Ancestral gift of flexibility and freedom.
Okay, and the ancestral gift of flexibility and freedom, and downloaded the Solfrigo frequency 396 hertz.
beautiful. I'm excited. So
You are excited.
we'd love to hear about how the unexpected money manifested for you. So please comment, let us know how and what came up for you. I hope you enjoyed today's podcast. And if you like such content, please like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And leave your comments and your feedback. Thank you.